I am Master Kambai, also known as Multi-Topic Talk. I bring you this Global League battle only to tell you something. Stealth should be banned, and you will have the reason of my way of thinking once you see stealth. So let's do this. I hope you guys will enjoy. As usual, I will be really fast on the first few turns because it's boring to watch infantry walking around. We have similar openings. So I drop infantry on the island because I'm aiming for the com tower. That's what I want. Early anti-air because I know air units are really strong in this map. And he creates a tank as well. Now this is funny, I don't know if it was on purpose or if it was a mistake, but they did not bot any infantry on that base. Now, whatever the reasoning behind that, this is a bad move, don't do that. You have 3 base, make your infantry if you don't want offensive units. So now I enter in my black bolt with 2 infantry. I create my first tank to assist the anti-air. I create a second tank. Now, as you can see, he has a ladder and he entered only a recon about what I'm saying. Yeah, I think that's the only thing he did. That's right. So, he bought a lander only to have a recon out faster? Whatever. Okay, that guy was really bad. But once we started getting engagement, that's where I realized that guy was bad. Created a tank to infantry. Oh, I guess now he's sitting there because he wants the tank as well. So he's not as atrocious as I thought. Now I create my own lander to fetch more infantry on the island. So I created tank and anti-air as well. Now at that point in the game, I have the lead in terms of value and income. By placing his tank on that com tower, he denies me the com tower. So this is a good move. Now he takes out my anti-air. I'm really sad about that. But I know I can come back from the race by shutting down his tank with my own tank. So at that point, he has the value lead, but I have the income lead, so this means I'm making more money than him. I take out the tank. I will remove my anti-air out of the way. And now I pressure the income tower because I want it. Create my first medium tank and a anti-air as well. I also created another infantry. He goes for my building. This is a bit arrogant since he's lacking in support. So I'm guessing he just wanted to sack that infantry. So here he did good. He killed one of my infantry. He denies me the come tower. This is another good move. Now for some reason he creates a rocket. This map is not really good for rockets. My reason is, well, it's rough. There's a forest there, a forest there. Yes, there's a lot of road, but on the good places where the rocket could be, there are forests that slow him down. But to have that rocket in the battlefield, it will take him probably 4 turn, 5 turn, and then he will be able to do something good. Even with the lander, it will probably take him 3 turns. The map is just too big for that rocket. Rockets are better in smaller maps if you can get good covers. Now I use my infantries as shield because I know if I can get a come tower, this means I will have a lot of fighter power due to Grimm weakness. He takes out my tank, he tries to get my building, takes out my infantry, takes out the other infantry. I still have the lead at that point. I have 4k more than him, so even if he does a lot of damage, I can recover from that. On the other end, he cannot really recover, so you see, been 2 turns, the rocket is still far away from the center, and right now it cannot do anything. So this is what I was saying, that rocket is really bad right now. Instead of that rocket, if he bought a medium tank, that would be much better. Now the battle copter, okay, I guess this is a good unit, but late in the game, not really. And now this shocked me. Amiga tank. When I've seen it, I should say, I was shocked because you don't see people making Mega Tank on Global League usually, because Mega Tank costs so much and they are so slow. It's a defensive unit. If you see someone in Global League building a Mega Tank, this means that guy is in trouble. He needs a shield. Now, what I think happened, he wanted a more offensive unit. And he was not into near tanks, I'm guessing. But that's still really bad. Like 28k for a unit that barely moves in a huge map. It will take you like, I was complaining about Rocket taking 4 or 5 turns to reach the battlefield, but the Mega Tank will probably take as long, maybe more. Maybe 6 turns. 6 turns will be probably the number of turns it will take. So here, let's keep going. I took a sip of water and I put back the lash team. Now you see me making another medium tank, another anti-air, and I think another infantry as well. So this is it. Now he takes a good shot on my anti-air, and this is good because he has a battle copter. So this was the right thing to do. Now he tries to get the com tower in two of my buildings. He is still behind me, he has 4k less than me. And you see that rocket, I think it's the fourth turn it's been used less. Fourth or fifth turn, I cannot tell, I forgot. Now you see one turn of the Mega Tank is still useless, but that lander was a good move. It's the only way to fetch the Mega Tank on the battlefield. But the other issue I got with that Mega Tank is the fact that it has no APC, and you need an APC. When you get a Mega Tank, you need APC. You just cannot count on 3 ammo to have it worth it. Because it's not. 3 ammo that flies fast. So I drop medium tank and anti-air on the island to protect the flank and com tower. He took out my tank with artillery and other tank. Now he will start pressuring my buildings in this area. I'm still ahead of him in terms of income and army value. He struggles to keep up. And now, that was a good move. Targeting my anti-air like that was a really good move. Now I use my super because this is Lash and Lash is OP with her super. You see I dealt 6 damage on that battlecopter. So that was still a good chunk of HP I removed. And I was happy about that. And at that point I was like, okay, I got his building. There's nothing that he can do because of my super. Now I'm sending a second anti-air in this area because I know my first one will probably die and the battlecopter is still around. I don't want that. He goes for my capping unit and he realizes, oh, Lash is standby right now. But he has cheaper unit. Oh my. So at that point, I laugh hard. And I don't know why he did not use his power. Maybe he did not feel the need. Well, maybe he's right to not use his power. Here is the most useless unit ever, the Mega Tank. And he did the huge mistake to leave my tank alive. So this means on my turn I see that Mega Tank coming. And I'm like, oh, I see. And now at that point I also know I have more money than my opponent. So you will see what will be my next move. After seeing that Mega Tank, I'm like, I need an answer and quick. Now he creates a Mega Tank, this is a good move. He creates a Recon as well. This is another good move. He creates another infantry, this is another good move. So at least that guy, even if he's stupid wasting Mega Tank, well, he does some good moves sometimes. Now I know that Mega Tank will crush my tank, but I want to delay his cap as long as I can. Take out the units. Take out the Recon because I need to cut his vision. Medium tank enter the lander and anti-air enter the lander as well. Anti-air retreats to heal. So I create a stealth. And at that point I'm like, my stealth worth less than his Mega Tank. And it will brush that Mega Tank and more. Because he will need a fighter to respond to my stealth. Now he forced that area and he really wants the building there. And this is good, I guess. But yeah, this is not amazing. This is just good. So here, let's keep going. I took a small break before continuing this replay. So here, as you can see, get rid of the tank, and then he uses super. Now he one-shots my tank, my infantry, and the unit that was there. Oh, an infantry, I see. So he creates a first medium tank on the side, and I add my stealth. I create APC and a second stealth, because if you only use one stealth, it's not enough of a surprise. If you have several stealth, the guy will be like, oh, I need more than one fighter. So, here he goes for my medium tank, get rid of it, get rid of my other anti-air and my infantry as well. Now the mega tank almost one-shots my black boat, and I think the tank finished it off. Now he will try the HQ cap. Now he placed both of his indirects to cover his mega tank, even if the mega tank don't really need such help. He trades another medium tank. So here I start capping the building in the center. Since I have 8k more than him, I have a huge income lead. I wasted one of his ammo and now he's out of ammo. So this means I can take shots on his mega tank without consequences. I add my stealth, I send the second stealth, I create another stealth. And now at that point I will get the upper end because stealth are OP. So now at that point I have value lead and income lead as well, and this is a huge gap between the both of us. He get rid of my infantry, takes the shot to my medium tank and destroy it, and now he goes for the HQ cap. At that point I'm like, really buddy, really? So since my stealth is hidden, he cannot see it. Now you start capping buildings in the center, and this is bad for me, but at that point I knew that for a few turns I had a much better income than him. I'm still ahead of him, and I still have 28k so far. So I use my prime tactics, get rid of that unit, the other unit as well, and now no more mega tank. Yeah, it's 1 HP, but even if he goes only building to recover HP, it will be 3 HP. And this is really easy to destroy. So now as you can see, I was able to get rid of the Nia tank because of my prime tactic and that medium tank. Now he knows I have one stealth, but I don't think he will expect two other stealth to come. Now I create a fighter, because I know my opponent will respond to my stealth with a fighter, since this is the only unit that can attack the stealth. And this is why it should be banned, the stealth Global League, because Global League should be about skills, and still the moment you can use these, you don't really need skill to win. Now, I give credit to my opponent. At that point, he's catching up with me because I'm very slow to get these buildings. These three tanks are really annoying. So, I'm pretty sure without these stealth play, I think I would have lost against a Grimm player. Not because he's good, but because he surprised me on his way of playing. Because that guy was bad. Because buying a Mega Tank on globally, this is bad. So here, he creates his fighter, a tank, and is he creating something else? I don't think so. He created nothing else. This is weird as well. He should have gone into infantry. Regardless, you see that stealth blew up an infantry. That stealth, I don't. He will do something, I guess. He interrupts the cap. I get rid of this. So now the guy knows I have 2 stealth. He only has 1 fighter. So that's not enough to deal with my units because I have a 3rd stealth and a fighter that has yet to move. Now I create tank, anti-air, and that's it because I only got 3 bases. Now at that point he took the lead in terms of income, but in terms of value I'm still ahead of him. Because stealth are broken, they are really good, they are really cost effective. Now he pressures my HQ and I don't know what he's doing because he will lose 2 tanks for infantries. Now I see he wants to deny some cap for me, but he must expect me to have other infantry around. So I really don't understand what he's doing right now. So the Mega Tank came back. This is stupid. This is your 28k. It's actually more than 28 because you add repair into the mix. And you see the fighter is still not in range of any of my stealth. And now my stealth did some cleanup, so they already paid themselves back because I'm sure to be able to shut down his fighter. My stealth forced him into making a fighter, and once I destroyed the fighter, my stealth would have been cost effective. So I damaged the infantry, goodbye tank. Now I go on my HQ because I see the guy really bet his game on that HQ cap. Now as you can see, I don't think he has the reach. He cannot reach my stealth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You see, he cannot reach my stealth yet. And it's been, I think, 2 or 3 turns I had been doing damage to the battlefield. And I will go further than this. The guy bought his fighter the moment he's seen my stealth. So it's not because he is bad or something, it's just because the stealth is broken. Now I create a medium tank, the infantry, and another infantry. Because at that point I realized, okay, I'm behind him in terms of income, but I must overpower him. As long as I have 3 stealth, I'm able to overpower the guy. So my fighter is now closer, and there's so many units around that even if he had a anti-air anywhere, he would not be able to shut down my fighter. So this means my stealth at that point, it paid itself back. So this means all I need to do is bait the fighter. And then once the fighter is bait, I just need to kill the fighter. That's as simple as that. Now he goes for the HQ cap again. And now as you can see, it took like 4 turns for the fighter to be in range. Now he has 3 fighters, you see? 3 fighters because he sees 3 stealth. So he has 3 fighters. But me, I only need 1 and 1 anti-air. So he takes out my infantry. Take a shot. I take another shot. And I know his fighter is coming. But at that point, once I've seen the fighter, I'm sure to shut it down. So I'm up the floor with his troops. I cap the building. I cover my cap. And now I catch up to him. Because I do so much damage with my stealth that I catch up to him in terms of income. Because I'm flipping the table right now. My value is much higher than his. Takes out my first stealth. At that point I'm like, okay, that's something I expected. Now all I need to do is get rid of that fighter. And what will I need to do such thing? I will need my fighter in my second stealth. And you see these medium tank? The only thing that damaged these medium tank were stealth. So this is another show of power. The stealth is OP. It breaks the game. This is as simple as that. The moment you can have sub-like unit, but they are unit, this is dumb. So you see I go for this building, and now we are even in terms of income. However, my value is much higher than his, because my stealth dealt so many damage. Like, since they are 2 medium tank at 5 HP, my stealth, they were able to get rid of the mega tank and a full medium tank. And now, I'm taking a shot to another medium tank. And now, look at that. I get the first strike, I get rid of another fighter. So I still have 2 stealth. Full HP stealth. Of course, one of them will die. But the other one, there's nothing to stop him. Except if, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he will need to reveal both. He can shut down both the same turn. But that's not without any cost. Because I will damage the fighters. And after that, I just need to stop buying any air units. If I stop buying any air units, well, he will have 40k just sitting there doing nothing. This is how powerful this is to have stealth. You force the opponent to buy 20k value unit to counter it, but then you just simply need... Oh, you see? Now only... How did he... Which unit is nearby? How was he able to see my stealth? Okay, whatever. He was able to see the stealth apparently. There's probably a glitch there because nothing was nearby my stealth. But regardless, you see, so much money is... Oh, I see what happened. His fighter there found my stealth and that was a glitch. So I still have a full HP stealth here. And now I will damage the Predator. And now he will have either to choose, either he shuts down my stealth, which is the right thing to do, or he shuts down my fighter. But my fighter will be able to damage his fighter again. And now as you can see, I pressure his black bolt because I know most of the action is there. Most of his forces are there. He really wants my HQ. So I know most of his forces are there. And if I go for the HQ, he has no defense. Now he started having tanks and anti-air, but these units, they cannot compete with the medium tank. That's why he bought a bomber. But you see, I have 2 anti-air. So I don't care if he has a bomber. I have 2 anti-air. So I just mopped the floor with him. Now, of course, he has a Mega Tank that can compete with me, but since I pressure his HQ very soon, he will need to drive his Mega Tank there if he wants to survive. If you keep pressuring me there, I just need, like, for example, another bomber, just like him, or any other unit, like even a Nia Tank could compete with the Mega Tank if I get the first strike. And this is not that hard to get a first strike. So I'm up the floor with his troops, I caught his vision, and I drive my troop toward the HQ. I need several units to be able to reach the HQ for a potential point cap. Now I'm ahead of him in terms of income and in terms of value. So here at that point you will start to understand how OP stealth are. I won because of stealth, not because I'm better than the guy, not because the guy is bad. It was actually bad, but I won because of stealth. Now he takes out my Mika tank. Okay, whatever. Now his bomber goes here. And now he is smart enough because none of my unit can reach him because of the forest. But look at my bar here. My terrain tactic is coming. For once, you will see terrain tactic being useful. Because right now, the only weapon that can threat my infantry is this bomber. So now what I'm doing, I take first strike on that fighter and look at the damage I did. I know it's grim. In normal time, it would be 6-6. Or something like that. But because it's grim, he counters attack stronger and he receives more damage as well. Because in normal time, when the stealth gets the first strike, it's even the matchup and the damage took usually. But as you can see it, if the fighter takes the first shot, first strike, the fighter destroys the stealth. Now I make him waste bullets. I know he only has one bullet, and the guy was not intelligent enough to have a APC around. So at that point I'm like, okay, I just need to waste another unit on his Mega Tank, and then it's rendered useless. So I kill the infantry because this is his vision. I kill the other infantry. I don't understand how I was able to see that infantry. Maybe another glitch. So I take the first strike, I use the prime tactic because I know with the prime tactic I can reach that bomber. And look at that. Prime tactic. Now it was 54k something. But you see, I took out a 22k unit. So this prime, this terrain tactic was really good. I took out a bomber, and I secured my victory because he has nothing around that can reach my capturing infantry. Now I have another fighter ready because at that point I'm like, maybe we'll have a surprise. Maybe he will have something to kill my infantry. And I need to be safe, you know, and that fighter was mainly to make sure no stealth show up and ruin the game. So at that point, I just won because you see, there's nothing he can do. Yeah, my tank actually found the unit there. That was a glitch. So my tank moved there. I found the unit and then I took out the unit. Now he already removed his Mega Tank from the battlefield. So you see, the moment my opponent lost, I had twice his value, and I had 2k more each turn. So this is to tell you guys, stealth are not fair. They break the game. You see, the fighter took like 4 turns to reach the stealth. Now, of course, it's a big map, and that's the reason why stealth are so busted. In smaller map, stealth are so OP because you can have at least 2 or 3 shots, and if you have response to the fighter of your enemy, then you already paid back your stealth. So even in smaller maps, stealth are really strong. They break the game. But once it's a big map like this one, stealth secure any victory. Because the time the fighter will get in range, well, your stealth already ruined the battlefield for your opponents. You already took out tanks, medium tank, and whatever. So that Sigma Grimm spamming Mega Tank probably seen where was his mistake, not building any broken stealth. I hope you guys enjoyed this very long replay, but I really wanted to showcase this. Stealth are not fun. Like, comment, and subscribe. We will see each other in future video. Have a great day.